Right, okay. Hello and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Textiles and Life. My name is Louise Nichols and I'm a textile artist and I live in a very wet and soggy Cornwall. My work involves lino printing onto fabric and then embellishing onto the top. So I run workshops, teaching other people how to lino print, and I run embellishing workshops as well, which involves making all sorts of different things, all based around one of my prints. I give talks as well about my background and giving lino print demonstrations, and I also make kits. And it's the kits really that gave me the idea of doing this YouTube channel way back during COVID. So I am a little bit late actually starting to do them, but anyway, ready to go now. So here we go. So I've been printing now for about 9 years. I've got a very pattern design based background. I graduated about 32 years ago, and I studied surface decoration as part of a fashion and textiles degree. And when I first graduated, I used to design upholstery fabric. I did that for a few years and then I moved on to design ranges of stationery. And from that, I started making my own cards, wedding stationery, stitching onto the wedding stationery, making little gifts. I'll do some videos about all these things anyway, but it was then when I really started making the little gifts, I started doing more applique work. I'd always done, I'd knitted and I'd made clothes and made little bags and all that kind of stuff. So I'd always enjoyed sewing, but really it was the stitching, the designing coming together with the sewing, which kind of has made what I'm doing now. So the first few videos, I think, that I'm going to do are all going to be based on the various steps in the kit, or in the kits. I do 2 different types of kit. I do a panel only kit, which in that you get one of my prints, you get an image of how I've stitched that print, you get a stitch diagram, and you get a sheet that tells you about the stitches and the threads that I use. But really that's all that it includes. So you can stitch away on that and do whatever you like on it, really, just using mine as a starting point if you want to. But then I also do full kits, which contain everything that you need to make the finished item. So you get your print, you get some wadding, some backing fabric, ribbon, but then you also get step-by-step instructions, you get threads, you get felt, you get templates, you get stitch diagrams, you get a felt diagram, felt templates, have I already said that? Well, you get the idea anyway. You get everything that you need in that kit, in the full kit. And so the videos will really kind of accompany those to take you through the various steps. But also, I think it would be quite nice to talk a little bit more about my background as well. For those of you that know me, or have been on a workshop and heard me talking before, you'll know that I've lived in Cornwall now for about 16 years, and for 9 of those years I lived in a caravan with my husband and 2 children that were aged 4 and 8 at the time, and a cat. And while we were living in this caravan, we were renovating a barn. Now, it's not your typical Cornish barn, but it's well, I think it's beautiful anyway, and I feel very, very lucky to live here. But we've been in about 7 years now, but we're still doing things here. I'm still decorating, I'm still making things to go in various rooms, and I thought it would be really nice to talk through some of those things as well, really. So there will be videos that are linking to things like that. So my process, have I shown you this already? I can't remember. Anyway, this is one of the first prints that I did, as I say, about 9 years ago now. And it started off as a photograph that I took down at the bottom of our lane. And that photograph became this drawing here. Now you can see it's really simplified. I didn't really want to add any detail, not very much detail, to the lino itself. I wanted to add the detail with my stitch and any fabrics that I thought I was going to put on the top. So a really simplified drawing. That was then traced onto a piece of lino. So this is my lino. I use a soft cut lino. I don't use the old traditional Hessian back lino. This is a soft cut lino. And from that, I did this print here. And then once I've added my embellishing on the top, that's how it looks. And then going back to that other picture, you can see you can print on different fabrics in different colours. You can treat each one differently and you get different results each time, which I think is really exciting. So that's really my process, and I'll talk to you in more detail. I'll do some printing demonstrations. I'll talk to you about lino cutting, all sorts of things. I'm really excited about it actually, and looking forward to sharing that with you. I'm also going to be doing, I'm very lucky actually, I've got a really lovely workshop studio just across the way there. It was an old outbuilding that we renovated, and in fact that had to be completed before we were able to make a start on the barn. But I've been in it now for about 13 years, and it's just starting to, well, it's probably looked a little bit grubby for a while now, but it needs a new floor, needs decorating. So I've decided I'm going to have a real blitz and have a big shuffle round, ready for kind of going into the winter. If ever it stops raining, I'll be able to kind of clear it out and have some of the stuff outside while we're, kind of doing things in there as well. So I'm going to do a video or 2 or 3 maybe about that as well. So lots and lots of things to talk about. So the first video though, I'm going to talk to you about interfacing. So this is the video that will come next. So I'll talk to you about interfacing. Now, I always iron a lightweight interfacing onto the back of my prints before I do anything else on them, whether it's stitching or adding the felt onto the top. I think it just stabilizes the fabric. Now I know lots of you people out there will already know how to iron on interfacing, but not everybody does, and sometimes it does get confused with bonder web. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. So that will be the first video that comes up. And then after that, I'll be talking to you about templates and felt and all that kind of thing. So I think that's going to be it for now. So thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.